Success is not singular. In any situation, success is often a collaboration of many people, whether it's your babysitter, whether it's your grandmother, or whether it's those that provide support and encouragement. And that's especially apparent in small communities. At the Department of Education, as board members and as staff, we're always looking at opportunities to highlight programs that are working, those things that are in different school districts that are shouts of excellence, so that we as board members, as a state, being state responsible to share messages, are able to highlight those best practices of school districts so that other schools might take advantage. Looking at schools from the perspective of schools as community, schools as parents, schools as supports as it relates to parents, it's also as it relates to faith-based institutions as well as other community supporters, whether there be business or private industry. So looking at those things in tandem and finding out how they operate gives us an opportunity to see what works and seeing where the application is universal for Arkansas schools. So along those lines, I had an opportunity to be confronted with some delightful information as it related to Crossett High School and the fact that an unusual amount of African American students were graduating with honors. Typically, this is a situation or a circumstance that confronts a lot of school districts in that African American students don't always do as well as some of the other students in the district. So we knew there was a lesson there, and we knew that we wanted to celebrate and the students as well as find out what works. In that vein, we have started a journey to talk to the students themselves and also to talk with parents and other supports as well as the school district to see what was unusual, what was normal, or what came together in a formula that made student success available to all students. So these are African American kids, but we don't want to lose the lesson that there were 31 honor graduates in this school, in this class, and that this is the first time that there have ever been that many honor graduates. It was apparent when we first talked about honoring the students and having some type of recognition that there was a cohesive group of parents that knew each other, that knew the challenges. They knew, first of all, the strengths of their children, but second of all, they knew the challenges they faced and were ready to rise up to address those challenges together. In talking with the students, teachers have been critical in the success. What they talk about is those teachers, they've never talked about teachers in a negative way. And so they've had an example of, their lives have been examples of great positive interaction with teachers. One of the things that was pivotal, they mentioned to me, was the access they had to study circles, that teachers would actually meet them at McDonald's and that they would have study circles that would last for hours at a time. There is complete involvement by most of them, and maybe all of them, in community activities and community service. So the families have allowed an environment to exist to have the young people be responsive to educational needs, but also be responsible to community needs and reacting to those responsibilities.
I actually had two people that inspired me. My mom, because she's a single parent and I want to make her proud and work and become successful to where she doesn't ever have to work again. And I also had a teacher from the 9th grade, her name was Miss Prowse, and she has continually inspired me and motivated me and told me that I'm going to be successful, and she pushed me and even helped me a lot in doing what I did.
Well, I have to say my mom, because she has fibromyalgia, so I've just watched her go through so much pain in her body, and it really just inspires me to be successful, so maybe one day I can help fund research to help her.
The thing that kept me focused all the way through high school was realizing that college is coming closer and closer and the tuition is getting higher and higher. So I knew I had to work really, really hard so I could get a lot of scholarships, my ACT score to be higher, and possibly I could go to college without paying a dime out of my pocket.
Keeping my focus, it wasn't really hard. It's just I wanted it so bad and it took nothing. I just kept pushing myself and realizing that college was coming and that I needed the grades, a high ACT score to accomplish my goal.
Well, my perseverance and dedication, it's helped me because I just always try to be the best. Like if I'm gonna do something, I always just try to be the best that I can. Like even if I'm not good at it, I'm just gonna give my best effort.
My advice for incoming high school freshmen is to prioritize and have time management, because there are a lot of things that you could do, but to get to a spot of greatness, you have to settle for doing the thing that you need to do. It's not about what you want to do, it's what you need to do. And if you want to go further in life, you have to realize that it's not always about what you want, it's what you need.
I believe we are all role models because by us accomplishing this, the next class below us may actually want to beat our class, you can say, and it'll just keep going from there, and every class will eventually have a greater amount of African American students completing as honor grads.